Welcome to my 280th video on my work with OO gauge. This past Sunday, April the 14th, 2024, I went over to the Polish Cultural Centre in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, to attend the spring model railway flea market put on by the Lakeshore Model Railroaders Association, and this will just be a brief video about that visit and what I brought back. The show was extremely well attended, quite clogged with crowds, somewhat to my surprise, as attendance has been rather thin at some recent shows. I think this show benefited from having no other closer than a couple of weeks away. Here's what I brought back, rather a thin haul, but then this show was focused much more on North American railways. My most significant return from this show was this set of LMS coaches by Riva Rossi. I was unsure about buying these, as they are in HO scale and will therefore appear too small alongside my OO gauge rolling stock, scale of 1:87 for HO as against 1:76 for OO, so HO stock is a bit over 12% too small for OO. I decided to buy them after all, as they appear to be quite nicely made models, and I thought it'd be worth getting them and just trying to run them as they are. Here are the ends of the boxes. So I got 3 first-class corridor vestibule coaches, 2 of those with the same running number, 1 standard corridor third and 1 standard corridor brake third. I was chatting with a subscriber when I saw these coaches, and he mentioned that Riva Rossi made an HO scale Royal Scot that could be paired with these coaches, although he did say that there were some accuracy issues with that model. Anyway, I wasn't aware of the Riva Rossi Royal Scot, but having been given this heads up, I have now bought one of those on eBay. So when the Riva Rossi Scot arrives, I'll do a video on that loco and these coaches, and we'll see how they look as a train on one of my OO gauge layouts. Apart from the Riva Rossi coaches, I didn't find much. I bought this set of Matchbox Laledo railway parcel vans, particularly because of my interest in the LMS van. Unfortunately, these models are not in any specified scale, and they're rather too big for OO. About 1:50 maybe, although these look perhaps a little smaller. I'll try them somewhere on my layouts and see if they might pass in a properly chosen position. Here's the back of that set with a write-up, which seems to be mainly just a general history of the Big Four period. The only other thing that I bought was this Daypol kit for a Scammell Scarab with a load of barrels. I have built Scarabs from kits before, but not this version with the barrel load. The foam knife I didn't exactly buy. I was looking at it to see what it was and if it might be useful, and it turned out that there was no blade in the package, just a craft knife type handle, so the vendor just gave it to me as it wasn't something that could really meaningfully be sold. So that's it. The next event for me will be the Great British Train Show in Brampton, Ontario on April the 27th and 28th. Given that this is the only local show here in Canada devoted specifically to modelling of British prototypes, I certainly intend to attend, probably on the Saturday. In a piece of less than stellar planning, there's also a Woodstock train show on the Sunday of that same weekend, April 28th. I'm not sure if I'll make the Woodstock show. Probably not worth it for me, as vendors specialising in British stuff will more likely be at the Brampton show.